Hello everyone, my name is Shani Jones and this is KNKY, which stands for Know the New Kinky You. I'm your resident certified sex coach and I want to again thank you for watching the video. Hopefully you got a chance to watch other videos, but if this is your first one, I appreciate you, and if it's not, I still appreciate you. So we are living in some very serious times. With the whole COVID-19 virus going on. I am personally in about week 3 of self-quarantine. I've left the house twice to go grocery shopping. That's it. Make sure I had stuff to be able to stay in the house, because that's the directive. We need to stay home. We need to make sure that we are social distancing if we have to go out. And I am, in my day job, I have been afforded the opportunity to be able to telework. And I am dealing with my daughter who is doing distance learning. And I tell everyone I'm not a teacher. I don't know how they do it all day, but I am being forced into a role that I am not comfortable with and I am not used to, but I will do because it's what I have to. Not all of us get the ability to be able to stay at home. Some of us are essential employees that have to go to work, and I am prayerful that all of you are being safe and that you all are not being exposed to the coronavirus, and that you go home to your family. As a certified sex coach, here's my concern. When you go home, if you have to leave the house, if one or both of you, if you're single, whatever, if you're single, it's a different story, because when you go home, you're only dealing with yourself. But when you have a partner or a family, when you go home, you are potentially exposing them to whatever the fuck that you had to deal with while you were outside. And there are things that you need to do to be safe and to take precautions. So, I wasn't planning on pulling this out, but you have your hand sanitizer, you have your gloves, you have your mask, or they say the masks aren't very effective if you're not infected. If you're infected, you definitely need to wear a mask. But if you're not infected, there are a lot of things that, like I told you when I went to the grocery store, this is not what I'm used to seeing. It's not what I'm used to being around. But I know that when you have to leave home, when you come back home, that there are certain things that you need to do. So, not that it needs to be said, but I'm going to say it anyway. Managing your hygiene is important. Making sure that your hands are washed, making sure that you're taking a shower, making sure that you haven't touched common surfaces, and if you have, then you've used disinfectant wipes to clean up behind yourself. Because a lot of times, we think of catching a cold or catching a flu. We're not necessarily in a position where we can just be, where we should have random sex with people, because again, you don't know what you could have been exposed to. And we're used to the common exposures. Oh, you've heard of, or I might catch an STD, STI, among those HIV, gonorrhea, syphilis, chlamydia, things that if you heard it, you wouldn't be like, oh my God, what is that? Because you've heard of them before. But coronavirus, COVID-19, these are things that are just coming up in recent months. For some of us, weeks. Like, you're like, where did this shit come from? when you are in a relationship, your primary job is to protect the person that you're with. Is to make sure that they are safe and to make sure that you are contributing to their health and welfare. That's your job. So when you have to leave and then come back home to people that are expecting you and waiting for you and worrying about you while you are away, do your part to make sure that you are not exposing them to things that could be potentially harmful to them, the same way you would with anything else. And again, be thankful, be helpful, be not helpful, but be thankful that you have someone to come home to, because there are a lot of folks that when they come home to an empty house or an empty apartment, and they're like, there is no one there for them. It's shitty that that's the case for a lot of people. But it's the world we live in, just like this crazy ass coronavirus is the world we live in now. There's always going to be something that we have to deal with. There's always going to be something that is going on. But at the same time, we need to always be mindful, always be cognizant, always be aware that there is more than just us as individual people in the world. And we have things to take care of. We have people to take care of. We have things to look out for. So, if you have a family at home, especially if you have a partner, you want to make sure that you are being as hygienic as possible, so that when you do decide to be intimate, when you kiss her, when you touch him, when you perform oral sex, or, I had something else in my head that I wasn't going to say, but whatever it is that you are into, that you aren't adding to the risk of anything outside of that would have happened 6 months ago. You care about each other, you love each other, this is what you do. Now, in the event that you are in a relationship but you don't live together, this is the kicker. So in my earlier video, it was like, okay, you're quarantined together, and then, in my just now recent rant, I was like, okay, but you have to leave the house. But okay, you're in a relationship with somebody and you don't live in the same household. What are you supposed to do? Well, the guidelines say that you're supposed to distance yourself. You are not supposed to be around each other, because now you are putting yourself and themselves in a position to be exposed to something, because you've gone through your day-to-day, they've gone through their day-to-day, and you potentially expose each other. Sex is important. I'm an advocate. Yay, sex. But your life is more important. So, be creative. This is the time to be creative. And in the upcoming video, we'll talk about virtual sex stuff that you can do. This is the time to be creative. This is the time to use your imaginations, time to use your technology, time to be better people and not be selfish. Because it is being selfish to put someone you care about at risk because you want to fuck. So, that's me. I mean, y'all are grown. Y'all are going to do what y'all want to do. But until they give the word that, you know, this thing is contained, you won't die without fucking. I promise you. You will not die. And as much as I want everybody to have sex, and as much as I want everybody to have great sex, I don't want you to die over it. It's not worth it. I promise you. It's not worth it. So, to recap, if you are going in and out of the house because you're an essential employee, hopefully not just because you feel like getting out the house. If you're an essential employee, you have to come back home. Make sure that you are doing the appropriate things to keep your family safe, keep your partner safe. Wash your hands. Take a shower before you decide to become intimate. You know, do all that. Wash your clothes. I don't care if you have to get naked at the door and put your clothes in a bag. Wash. Do whatever it is that you need to do. If you are in a relationship and you happen not to be living in the same household, be creative. Figure out different ways to be intimate together, and we will talk about that in a different video, I promise you. But yeah, it's not worth trying to just have sex and be close to somebody and then potentially risk a fatal virus infection. You don't want to do that. So, this is me talking, Shani Jones. I'm your resident certified sex coach, and I appreciate you watching this video. I will see you again. Stay safe, okay? Oh, you can follow me across all social media at DOYOUKNKY. Talk to you soon.